Hello Rams fans, Coach John Anderson here with head coach Kevin Brooks. Kevin, we've got a tough series coming up this weekend against the Cameron Aggies. What do you have to say about Cameron in the last few years, since we've really been kind of mediocre against them?
I mean, they're good. They're always good. They've really been able to swing the bat, especially last year. I mean, they had the NCAA Division II Player of the Year, and thank goodness he's gone and getting paid to play now. But they're always a team that always plays hard, gets after it, and then they always find a way to score a lot of runs. And then their pitching has improved steadily throughout the past few years, and hence they've been a very good team.
Since the month of February has been over, the team ERA has climbed up, but also the batting average. I want you to talk a little bit. What do you think are the factors involved with both the batting average and the ERA climbing up here?
Weather. I mean,
dynamite.
Yeah, I mean, the wind shifts and it blows out every game now, and then it's hot. The fields are harder, quicker, and blows out, and that helps ground balls too. So, I mean, it has nothing to do with anything more than the weather, in my opinion.
Okay, and now saying that, we have some turf fields in the conference and some fields like this that turn into a parking lot, even though they're nice fields. What would you say the advantage is for the Angelo State Rams going into the conference tournament at their home field, which is not turf?
Well, I mean, I think, we're obviously used to playing on this every day, and luckily we've got a really good surface, and it plays well. But, I think playing on a natural grass field, it does separate. You've got different things coming to control, or factors on every ground ball, and you got to take those into consideration. But I think teams that play on turf generally struggle on natural grass fields, just because it is different.
Now it's at time in our interview where I'm going to give you a sentence, a couple words, and you have to, be intelligent and worldly enough to fill that sentence in. Lee Newman, Doug Snover, Bumblebee, and yogurt. Make a sentence.
With those four things?
Yes, sir.
Lee Newman and Doug Snover went to the yogurt store, and Lee got stung by a bumblebee.
Fantastic, Skip. All right, now back to baseball. The last few weeks, the bullpen has gone all the way to the 12th man. And we've seen that it's kind of up and down after those first few consistent players. Who do you see this weekend as a key to stepping up and taking on a big role?
Well, hopefully, again, we hope we get more out of our starters, and then we can sort of go to the guys that have been the bullpen guys all year. I think Craig Blair really stepped up and threw very well last weekend. Jake Albert's done really good in his opportunities and his chances, and then Mike Weatherly and Austin Church have been pretty consistent all year. So hopefully we can get to where we don't have to fill just a ton of innings, and that boils down to our starters. So we need our starters to come out and do a good job.
Yeah, and this week of practice has been a longer week. Hasn't been a midweek game. In preparations, when you have a full week like that, do you think you're more prepared for the game or more lax?
I think it depends on the week of practice you had. Hopefully we've had a good week this week, and hopefully we'll be ready to go come Friday night.
Okay, I asked Brett Parsons, and he kind of dropped the ball on it. Who's your favorite character in the movie Anchorman? As we all know, great movie.
Wes Mantooth.
And why is Wes Mantooth your favorite?
Wes is just a comedic genius. Obviously played by Vince Vaughn, who is, I love the statement of Dorothy Mantooth is a saint.
She is a saint.
She is a saint.
Well, Rams fan, you heard it here. Coach Kevin Brooks and Coach John Anderson. Looking for a good weekend? Come on out to Foster Field. Back here at Foster Field with Brett Parsons, right fielder, DH, middle of the order holder. Brett, all year you've been nagged by an injury with your hamstring, and it's been difficult, obviously, mentally first of all, but physically you're just kind of getting back to where you can play a position. How has that affected your hitting?
It greatly affects it early on in the year. Spending about 3 days in the training room, which is extra time I obviously could have spent on the field. That amounts to about 4 hours early on. But we have a great team, and everybody's been picking up the slack. So obviously our order we've been hitting the ball, lights out the past few weeks. So it definitely makes it easier whenever you're hitting the middle of the lineup, whenever you have guys backing you like that.
That brings me right to my next question. You have a guy like Newman behind you. When he gets hot, he's pretty much, unget-outable.
Right.
So What changes with your approach when you see a guy in front of you just lights out on second base, on third base all day for you?
Well, really, it's still the same approach. Just knowing that he's back in the order behind me and he's backing me up is just relief enough. But I'm always going to have the same exact approach every time I go up to the plate, whether I'm hitting the ball or not. And, you know, obviously it takes a great deal of pressure off my back whenever we have guys like that, which is more than just Newman right now. Everybody seems to be coming around hitting the ball well.
All right, Brett. One thing I found out is that you're pretty much an academic, all-American genius kind of guy.
I don't know about that, but...
And you're in communications.
Right.
So, who's your favorite character in the movie Anchorman?
Anchorman, Wes Mantooth, and of course, who plays the cowboy? Who's that guy? He's good. What's his name? Wes, you know his name? You don't know his name? Coach Brooks, you know his name? The cowboy character, the sports guy, cowboy character.
Well, this really here, this is hurting your GPA right now.
This is looking good, but no, I promise you, the GPA is high enough. But I don't know. The cowboy guy is my favorite character.
Okay, well that's fair. Now, in the fight scenes, what is your favorite fight scene?
Favorite fight scene in the fight scene, obviously, when they all get together and when Britt kills the guy with the trident.
My favorite too. Good. All right, now I got one more question. You know, when you're DHing, it's like pinch hitting 4 times a game, 5 times a game. But when you're playing in the field, what is the difference to you?
Well, I mean, obviously, either way, my head's always in the game. You know, DHing a lot, I run down and back, you know, foul pole to foul pole in between every inning, not just to keep the hamstring loose, but also to get my mind focused and right, make sure I'm staying in the game constantly every single inning. So it's really, it's about the same thing, I'd say, for both of them. My head's always in the game regardless.
Okay. Again, back here with Brett Parsons. Thanks again for your time, and look forward to a couple wins this weekend.
All right, look forward to it. Thank you, guys.
Here with Lee Newman at Foster Field. I'd like to ask you a couple things, Lee. Last weekend against Tarleton, we kind of stumbled a little bit, went 2-2, which isn't bad, but you know, probably not up to our standards. You had a big weekend though. You went 12 for 16. What adjustments have you made during the year to be able to do things like that? Go 3 for 4, 3 games in a row.
I know when I'm hitting well, I just try to do the little things right and just square balls up rather than trying to hit a ball over the fence.
All right, and that's actually a good point. You are leading the team in home runs as well. Do you think that's a product of just squaring the baseball up? Is there anything you do differently when you hit home runs?
I've noticed that when I do hit home runs, it's usually effortless. I don't really have to try. I mean, when I try, I whiff. I come up empty.
Okay, and one of the things that maybe the fans would want to know out that are watching this is you score a lot of runs, Lee. And a lot of those runs are scored from first to home or from home to home. You have 4 times this year where you've come out of the box, either inside the park home run or overthrows which you scored. What in your mind gets you to the next base where other guys might not score?
Well, when I was brought up playing the game, I was taught to play hard every second and always bust your butt right out of the box and take every base you can.
Well, it really shows, and I think it's a instigator to this team and gets the fire started. What other parts of this team do you think really build that fire? When we do those things well, we win.
Didn't understand the question.
What other players on the team or what other positions really fuel the fire to winning for this team?
I think Cohen at shortstop has a big part. I mean, his leadership is key. Cohen behind the plate. Pitchers on the mound, keeping tempo up and keeping everybody in the game.
Thanks, Lee. Appreciate your time.
Sir.